Hurt your feelings to help your life. Hurt your feelings to help your life. Hurt your feelings to help your life.
Welcome, man. This is Alterri Henry, man, and I'm glad to be here with you on today. Make sure you put in there where y'all from, dropping the link where y'all from, and all that good thing. We're gonna have fun today. For the last few days, I've been sick, man, under the weather. You can tell my voice. I'm getting back to where I need to be. So thank y'all for tuning in, for coming back, man. While we trying to make y'all prosperous people, we definitely thank you again. For all those that are gifting, we thank you all too, especially. Um, like I said, I'm a little under the weather, so I hope you can understand me good and hear my voice. But we're going to be talking today on the differences between revocable and irrevocable trust. A lot of people been asking, what's the difference? They don't know what the difference is between revocable and irrevocable trust. Well, here you go. We're going to give it to you in a nutshell so that way you understand completely what you're buying when you're buying. There's a lot of people online that's selling you wet dreams about uh, getting revocable trust, getting revocable trust. Well, if you want to get a revocable trust, that's fine. That's up to you. But I want to tell you what the difference is. That way you can make in a uniform or informed decision, better yet, on what you're buying versus just buying something because we tell you what's better. I always believe that irrevocable trust is 10 times better. You got people online telling you a revocable trust is 10 times better. Well, it's up to you on what you believe. So I'm going to give it to you all in a nutshell. Okay. If you're going to get a trust in general, whether you get a revocable trust or irrevocable trust, remember they both avoids probate. Both trusts avoids probate. What is probate, Pastor Henry? Probate is a court supervised legal process of verifying your will, verifying your assets, the things you have left. They're going to go through it. They're going to verify it. Remember now, probate can take years. We got a situation going on right now in my own family that's been 4 years now, and nobody still ain't made no money. So let me tell you like this: say, for instance, grandma died and she left $100,000. That money could get divided if it was in a trust instantly amongst the heirs, okay, the beneficiaries, okay. But instead, grandma didn't have a trust; she got probate, okay. So now it goes into probate. She got $100,000. She got a house. She got this. She got that. But the family members don't get along, okay. So now what the judge is going to order is that this stuff gets divided. The houses get sold, the land gets sold, the whole 9 yards gets sold through probate if that's what the family desire, and now it's going to get divided amongst family members. Now, during that process, if the family members decide they don't want to work together, this person don't want to sign off, that person don't want to sign off, yada yada yada, because nobody gets along, then guess what's going to happen? Everything is going to be held up, and you're talking about 3 4 years later. Now, during that time, the money that grandma had still has to cut the grass. The money that grandma has still has to, if nobody's doing it, it still has to pay the taxes. If grandma didn't have that set up, it still has to pay for anything that she had, because what probate does, it pays all of her debt, and what's left goes to the heirs. So all the stuff is just withering away while the family is fighting each other on, well, I don't want Sally Mae to have this, or I don't want Lil Kearney to have this. Well, while they're fighting each other, the money is withering away slowly but surely. So what grandma had 100,000 when she passed away, and 4 years later, now you're down to about 60. Remember, the attorney got to get paid too, and for all the court proceedings and him doing the filings and running back and forth in the whole 9 yards. So there's a lot of things that's work and play in this. Okay, so you're dealing with this. If you want to avoid all of that headache, you want to have a trust, whether it's an irrevocable trust or a revocable trust. Okay, now if you have a revocable trust, I'll start off there first. Then you're looking at a trust that can be easily amended. Easily amended, okay? Um, if you have a revocable trust, it can be easily amended, meaning you can go in there, you can change up things, you can do what you want to do as it can be easily amended. I want y'all to listen clearly. Get your piece of paper, or well, this will be live, it'll be on, they can watch it, right? Okay, y'all can always go back and watch this. But if you have a revocable trust, it's easily amended. People ask me all the time, can I amend it? Can I do this? Can I do that? Yes. Now, irrevocable trust, 9 out of 10, cannot be just easily amended. It's a process with doing an irrevocable trust. Okay, and it costs. Every time you want to amend it, it's going to cost you because you're revising something that has been etched in stone. So when Moses went on the mountain and the tablets was etched in stone, you're revising the tablets. Basically, you already done set it in stone. Now you want to revise it. You want to add a 11th law. You want to add a 12th commandment. You're revising something that's already been etched in stone. So that's the problem with doing irrevocable trust. I only believe in irrevocable. Whatever I say now and what I put in the paperwork is what's done. Okay, so I don't want to revise it. I want it done. But that's the difference between an irrevocable and a revocable trust, because irrevocable trust is generally not amended and limited to changes if there's any changes at all. Okay, it's limited to changes, where a revocable trust you can make changes. Okay, now a revocable trust, it has no tax advantages. Okay, whatsoever. The IRS still sees this as your assets. Okay, let's get that clear. The IRS still sees these assets as your assets in a revocable trust. In in an irrevocable trust, you give up control, so the IRS don't see this as your assets. The control for the items that I have, my car, my house, whatever, has been transferred over into my 508, so it's no longer mine. Trump told you, own absolutely nothing but control everything. I still control it. I'm still a trustee. I still have the checkbook. I still have all these things, but I own nothing. I just control it, but I don't own anything. Okay, that's the difference between an irrevocable and a revocable. So I have many tax advantages because this is not under me. It's not attached to me. Those who fighting with child support, it's not attached to me. So you can't come tax me and tell me I owe you $1,000 a month, because I don't own nothing. All my money and everything is being transferred over into this irrevocable trust. When I get paid my check, it's donated to this trust. Okay, if I'm not already set up to where the money is going into a business account, and the business account is donated to the trust. That's a whole nother process. But this is for people who fighting child support, and you don't want them to know what you make, yada yada yada. You need an irrevocable trust, not a revocable one, because the revocable one can be pierced. They can see what's going on with you because it's attached to you. Okay, you say, how do you know this? I'm gonna break it down to you. Okay, a revocable trust is attached to no EIN number. Okay, no EIN number. You don't want. Well, I don't want to do my social. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Well, that's a revocable trust. Okay, if you have an irrevocable trust, then it is attached to an EIN number because it's irrevocable. You don't have to worry about paying any taxes with a 508. It has its own tax bracket, letting them know that you are an irrevocable trust. You are a nonprofit, and so because of that, you have no taxes to pay. If you go on the irs.gov website, you will see where a 508 pays no taxes. You don't even have to file taxes with a 508. That's why they have the EIN number and everything set up for you, so that way they understand that you're a nonprofit organization and that you are tax exempt. Okay, if you are a revocable trust, uh, you have no asset protection. There is no asset protection. The creditor still can reach what's in your trust. Okay, they know that you're part owner of the trust, and this trust is under you because you are a revocable trust. They still can reach it if they want to. It's called piercing the carpet veil. They can pierce your veil if in that revocable trust. I know there's a guy that's online. He sells thousands of books on revocable trust. I think it's where who is my whatever, something about my daddy. Is a lady that go and say my daddy, and they sell a revocable trust. Okay, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but I wouldn't recommend a revocable trust to save my life. Okay, there's no asset protection on that, but on irrevocable trust, you have true asset protections because all the assets are out of your name and into the name of your trust. So if I want to save my house, if I want to save my car, if I want to save this and save that, then I have 100% asset protection because I no longer own it. How can you take something from me that I no longer own? I transferred it over into the trust. The trust is a protector. I just manage the trust. That's it. So, we're talking about true asset protection. EIN number required under irrevocable trust. If you had any questions too, I'd like to answer them. I know I'm on Instagram live. I don't know if you see a bunch of questions coming in, but I like to answer the questions because I want them to know, and it's training me to talk, so excuse me, but I want them to know what they have the difference between a revocable and an irrevocable. Everybody may not be in a position to have an irrevocable trust. You may not have anything at this moment, so you may want a revocable one. That's fine. I recommend an irrevocable for whatever, but if you want a revocable one, that's fine too. So what question we have right now, brother? Okay, because I see a bunch of questions on here popping up left and right on the Instagram, and I want to know what question they have because I don't want to be talking, my voice go out on me. So what y'all got? What question?
Can't repo my car because the trust owns it. I control it.
Yes. Now you may not never get the title to the car, because of the fact that they put a lien out on it, but they can't take it from you either because it's in the ownership of the trust. But you have to go through the whole process of the trust. You have to go through the whole process of the trust as far as letting them know that it's been transferred over from the DMV, transferred over into the trust name, the whole 9 yards. It's got trustee license plates and the whole 9 yards. What else we got?
Can I put my assets in an irrevocable trust, such as a house with a mortgage?
Yes. My house, it has a mortgage on it, is inside the trust. Okay, it's been transferred over. That's the only way you're gonna get out of not paying taxes. If it's in a 508 trust. Now, if it's in a 501, you're still gonna pay some taxes on it. But if in a 508, it's not owned by you anymore. It's been transferred into the trust, which means it's owned by the church, which means that it's a parsonage. A parsonage is different from an investment property or a rental property or whatever because it's owned by the church. It's for the church and the mission of the church and the parishioners of the church. Go ahead.
So if somebody, for example, had a house with a mortgage on it, they put that into an irrevocable trust, but they didn't rent that house out, even though it's a parsonage now.
No, you can't rent that house out. You can't do nothing dealing with money, dealing with a house because it's owned by the church. It's for the church. It's for the people of the church. It's for if it's a rental house, uh, if this says a rental house and you put it in under the church, the church. Well, if a family go in need, they get kicked out or whatever. This is for the church. This is for the church, not for them to move in permanently. You may say, "Well, I'm gonna give y'all 3 months to get back on your feet." It's for the church. It's for you and your family. If your family want to stay there, because remember, you utilizing it, you still own the house. It's still your house. If you want to live in it, fine. But yes, you're the trustee. You're the pastor, so to speak, living in that house. So if you want to live in that house and do what you want to do, then that's fine. But remember that that's for that purpose. It's not just for you to go and make a bunch of money. Now, if you do rent that house out, I wouldn't put it under rental. I would put it. Remember, it's a church. I would just put that house on they're making a donation to you. They're staying there, but they're donating to you. They're donating to the church every month. Go ahead.
What is the best way to create an irrevocable trust?
Call me up and I'll create it for you. That's the best way to create it.
How to transfer fees, simple ownership.
How to transfer fee simple ownership. I don't understand the whole question.
Re-ask that question.
Okay, re-ask that question because I don't understand what you mean. Because just because you put it in a trust, now I'm gonna say this loud and clear to y'all, because there's a lot of people that's sovereign citizens and all this other nonsense talking about operating in the private. You can't operate in the private first and foremost unless you're worth 25 million or more. So don't believe all the lies they tell you online. Everybody and their grandma's talking about operating in the private. Unless you worth 25 million or more, you can't operate in the private. Okay, at $25 million liquid, not assets. At $25 million, when you become liquid, then you become a private citizen. That's why you become self-insured. You become self-health, self-everything, because you can operate in the private. Then you can actually fill out paperwork with the state, which make you a private individual at that point because you have 25 million. I mean, if I have a wreck, I can pay for whatever damages they have because I'm worth 25 million out of liquid. Okay, if somebody die, if I kill somebody in that process, the average death you probably pay $3 million, and the family go away, whatever. So it's you become private at 25 million. That's a whole nother scenario. I could take you down that rabbit's hole, but you cannot be private being broke. Okay. Uh, let some do something crazy if you want to, and let some rich person sue you, and watch how fast they'll spin your wig, bring you back to remembrance that you're not a private citizen. Okay, so you can't become private nothing. Don't listen to all these bootleg videos and everybody this and that. You being private, you can't become private nothing with no money. So now that we know that we can't become private, let's operate in the way we need to operate. And you can put that house under your trust, and they won't be able to take it, but you won't be able to sell it either. You're not gonna get the deed to the house. Another thing I hate about people operating or claiming operating in private, they're trying to operate in the private against the principles of God. Everything I'm going to teach you is in God's principles, in God's way, not against God's principles. Okay, what that mean is I bought a house. I sat down with this house. I sat down with this car. I bought this car. I agreed to the terms of this. I did all of that. And now all of a sudden, I want to steal it, basically. I want to do some paperwork and get the title. I want to do some paperwork and get the lien. I want to do some paperwork and get my mortgage. No, you sat down here. You knew what you was doing. You was in your rightful mind when you did it. You agreed to the terms. So the only thing you can do with this legally is sell it, get it from outside of your name, and move on to the next deal. That way, when you do the next deal, you do it properly and you don't screw up your next deal. But when you start doing things in a manipulation fashion, that's a form of witchcraft, and it don't work good for you. You're not going to win operating witchcraft against witchcraft. Okay, they already witchcraft you. They've been boozy you. They hit you with wrongful tax laws. They hit you with all kind of high interest rates. They did all kind of things that they wasn't supposed to do to you, and now you're going to try to take the same crook tactic manipulations and turn it on them. It don't work that way. It's like the devil praying for the devil. So we're gonna have to just learn that, okay, you made a mistake, you got me. Okay, you got me. Now I'm not gonna let you get me the next time. I'm gonna fix my way and order my steps in the word, oh Lord, and I'm gonna do things the proper way, that way I don't get God a second time. You won this first time, but you ain't gonna win the next time. Okay, go ahead.
So we got a few questions.
Uh-huh.
How would you even go about, in that case, putting rental properties into a trust as far as protection? And would it just be better to have it under an LLC than an escort and add that to the trust?
Yes, I would. Yeah, if you want to keep your rental properties, and I would. This is how you do it. Okay, I'm gonna give you some serious game. For y'all can go back and watch this video, or y'all can take some pen and paper. I'm gonna give you some serious game because I have rental properties. Okay, your rental properties is a company. Okay, you have a company set up just for your rental. You may even have a real estate trust. I have a real estate trust set up strictly for my real estate. Okay, all my real estate is in a real estate trust. Okay, now I take that real estate trust and I let my holding company own that real estate trust. So why you say that, Mr. Henry? Okay, say I have 10 houses and I get $1,000 a month, okay, off those houses, okay, and from fixing little maintenance things or whatever. Just say after that $10,000 came in and I had to do some maintenance on these houses, I'll walk away with $7,000. Well, my holding company is going to invoice my real estate company $7,000. So I'm always in the zero. I'm always in the negative. Okay. So I made 10. It cost me 3 to manage it. I got 7 left. The holding company is going to invoice me for $7,000, which is the remainder of the money. It's going to all get took to the holding company. You say, why? Okay, the holding company handles all my marketing, my advertisement, my management. The holding company does everything. If I had to fix a window, it's the holding company that does this. Okay. So with that being said, the holding company took all my money. Now my real estate company is back to zero. So when I file taxes, it's always going to be at a loss. I'm never going to have to pay taxes on that real estate company because it's always back to zero. No matter what I do, it's always mounting back to zero. Okay, the holding company made this money, right? Check this out. The holding company is just the middleman. It made all the money from managing company A, which is the real estate company. Now the holding company takes this money and it donates it to the organization, which is the church. We donate money. Y'all have what's called tithing and offering. The holding company donates all the money to the church. The church, then in turn, is a nonprofit. The church gives them a slip. Let them know thank you for your donations. We thank you very much. You are our number one donator. Okay. Now, holding company, which is invoicing company A, holding company is zero again. Okay. Everything is zero, and it's because it's all getting transferred over to the trust. Okay. And you're the trustee of the trust. Remember, you own all three companies, but you're the trustee of the trust, meaning that I don't own any of these properties, these assets, anything. But the trust, because I'm the trustee, I have the checkbook, I have control, I have power, I have everything. Trump told you, own absolutely nothing, control everything. Go ahead.
Okay. I currently have a company that's set up in an irrevocable trust that is for profit, but I want a nonprofit set up purposely to do educational health.
Okay, he have a company set up. Read that question slowly. They have a company
They
set
have
up.
an irrevocable trust already.
Okay,
He wants to set up another irrevocable trust as a nonprofit
okay,
to support educating on health.
okay. Do you have an irrevocable 501 or 508? That makes a difference. Because if you have an irrevocable 501, you're still responsible for 40% of the taxes. Okay. And it's a lot of different laws that go with a 501, that go with a 508. So I don't know which 508 you have, but if you don't have a 508, for the second one, I would set up a 508 because a 501 can go into the 508. Okay. What else you got?
Does this work with a private foundation?
What you mean? Can you put the private foundation into it? Yes.
Okay. I want to. How can you pay for an eviction that's a year old to not show on your renter's history report if possible?
Yeah. That's my credit repair. We can take that off. That don't have nothing to do with a trust, but I can take that off with my credit bill. So if you reach out to my team, we can get you with my lady that handles all that, and she can take that off. A mortgage, an eviction, a child support, anything. I don't care if you have a foreclosure, anything you have, she can take it off. And if you're in check systems, she can take it off. Now I will say this about child support. Child support is the only thing that will come back. Okay, she can take it off. It's going to buy you about 2 months, maybe 3 at the most. But they're going to come back if you owe any back child support. Now, if you don't owe any back child support, it won't come back. But if you owe back child support, it will come back.
How can we get signed up, and what is the cost to get a 508?
You get signed up by becoming a mentee on my Patreon. He can put it in the description. Become a mentee. You can reach out to me. Right now, we're doing something crazy. So we've been so backed up here in the office because it's crazy. We doing a $500 trust for people because we want to see people with trust. So it's people been buying them for holiday presents, for gifts for Christmas and all that. So it's $500 for trust. Normally our fee is $1,850, but for right now we're doing $500 trust for 10 items or less. Okay, so if you got 10 items or less, meaning like it's you, your wife, your 3 kids, that's 5. You got life insurance, you got 2 cars, you got a house, and you got a business. That's 10. So up to 10 items that you want to put into that trust for protection, we charging $500. You can't beat that. You ain't gonna find that nowhere online because the lawyer that I work with, that I learned from myself, starts at $7,500 to do a trust.
And also, $3.99.
Yeah,
$3.99
mentorship on Patreon. On my Patreon, you get so much. I mean, if you pay $3.99 mentorship on Patreon, you automatically apply or approve for the Get a Trust. Okay, and then every month that you stay on, we got something every month. You can get a trash contract the next month. You can get GPS training, tracker training. You can get we teaching people how to start their own moving company. Then we're gonna be teaching people how to start a restaurant. People that want to do a restaurant business. So every month there's going to be something attached to that, but it's $3.99 a month. Just letting you know. But you will be my goal is that within 6 months you will have the streams of income you need, like I'm doing now, to where you're successful within 6 months. It's not an overnight process. It's a process. It's not an overnight process. It's a process. We got to build you up, not just giving you the game, but giving you the knowledge on how to do with the game. I can tell you I can give you a car, but if I've never taught you how to drive that car, you ain't gonna do nothing but damage it and wreck it up. You won't change the oil, you won't do this, you won't do that. So my goal is within 6 months to have you all prepared to where there's no looking back. You're going to be the matriarchs of your family, like I am with my family.
All right, Mr. Henry, let's talk.
Okay.
So, this is a general understanding. I have
Okay.
a business.
Okay.
I make a little bit of money.
Okay.
I'm not doing nothing gambling. I'm not doing nothing selling. Let's say I got a construction company.
Okay.
I want to put it into a trust. I want to protect everything. I got 3 kids, a wife, a house in that business. What do I do?
Okay. I don't know if y'all heard him. They can hear you pretty loud. Okay. Y'all have a business. Okay. Some of you all, let me say this. Okay. Having a business and having a trust alone does not make you a bank. Okay. Having a business, listen to me clearly, and having a trust alone does not make you a bank. You need an IUL. You need whole life. Okay, I got a connection on that also.
Let's stop there. Explain for the people in the back what an IUL is.
Okay, a universal index life is a policy that you put money into that grows. Okay, a lot of you have money in the bank. Y'all may have 50,000, 100,000 plus in the bank right now. At the end of the year, you're only going to get 0.000.8% interest that has grown on that account. You got $100,000 in the bank. At the end of the year, you probably made $100,130. You made $130 from $100,000 sitting in the bank. Okay, you need an IUL, meaning that whatever you pay into that IUL within 3 years, like I keep saying, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Within 3 years, you are making money. Okay. For instance, you put $50,000 within 3 years in IUL, they're gonna match it. You can double that IUL to $100,000. That's free money, versus just sitting in the bank making nothing. You're making free money.
That's in 3 years.
That's in 3 years.
They teach you in school 7 years to make 4%.
7 years to make 4%. Well, you can get an IUL and lock it in at a 4% or maybe a 6%. You may even look up at a 10% sometime. And now, voila, you're making 10% of your money as long as you don't touch it. So whatever you put into that, think about it. You put $1 million in there, you make $100,000 interest on your money. So people don't be understanding. Okay, then you got brokerage accounts. Okay, if you got a brokerage account, a lot of you have brokerage accounts, you can put that into your trust and become your own bank. All of these accounts, brokerage accounts, IULs, whole life, you become your own bank within a matter of time, because think about it, you can borrow against your money. It's owned by the trust now. It's no longer just independent out there surfing around with you. It's owned by a trust, which means, and some of you IUL and brokerage account people that's in here that's looking, hey, y'all can chime into the comment section and let them know. You become invincible because you can borrow against your money and leverage your money. So you become your own bank. Okay, say for instance, I remember about 7 years ago, I borrowed against mine. I needed $60,000. They gave me $60,000 without no questions asked. I didn't have to come up with all kind of documents. It's my money. So I called, I put in, I got my $60,000 within like 3-4 days from my IUL. And then I turned around, I paid it back. I just want to flip the money. So as long as you're getting money and you putting it back, you flipping, you add it on to your IUL or your whole life. You can borrow from your whole life policy, all these things. As long as you're doing it, you become your own bank. But if you don't have those things and you just have a business account, and you have a trust, it does not make you a bank. Now, it still will leverage you from the tax bracket. You don't have to pay taxes on this and don't have to pay taxes on that because you're a nonprofit. You can go, like I went to Home Depot the other day and I spent like $1,000 and I saved $108, $130. We bought all these camera systems and I think I saved like $300-400.
On the camera systems, no. On the camera system, we saved $3,000 in taxes.
Yeah, I saved like $1,000. So like you become a nonprofit, you saving money. All that money you spend on a daily basis. When you go to Walmart, that's tax. You let them know, look, I'm tax exempt. When you go to Target, I'm tax exempt. When I go to the corner store, I'm tax exempt. I'm not paying taxes on nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so when you start saving money on taxes and you don't have to pay taxes, man, your money go up. You increase tremendously. I don't think y'all really understand at the amount of money you will make not paying taxes. You will sit back at the end of the day, especially some of y'all that spend like me, who going here and going there. Even when you go to a restaurant, man, I'm tax exempt. This meal is on my business. They can't charge you no taxes. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. If you want a tip, that's a tip. But as far as taxes, there's no taxes. What else?
quick questions to get out the way. What is your Patreon name? And I'm interested in talking to you.
Yeah, my Patreon is what is my Patreon?
The Godcast
The
channel.
Godcast channel. The Godcast channel. The Godcast channel is my Patreon. I would advise all of y'all to sign up because we do this is all live and free. We do things on my Patreon that's for members. These are paid members who pay by the month, and I'm giving them game on top of what I'm giving y'all. Okay, we actually go deep into it because they're paid members. You know, my goal is I won't be on all these other platforms. I will be, but I won't be on there just giving a free game. It's going to be on my Patreon. I want to simply work for the people. They're paying me to work for them. So any deals we get, any ideas we get, any investments we get is going to them because they're paying for that. So yeah, definitely go to my Patreon and log on to that. What you got?
Can you put veterans compensation in the trust?
Veterans compensation?
Yes.
You can put anything in the trust.
Okay.
Anything. It's a donation.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, who's it coming from?
Somebody in Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, anything. You can put anything in the trust. That's the beauty about having a 508. Now, a 501, that's a question I won't be able to answer. I don't know. I don't specialize in 501s. I create them. I can create your 501, but I don't specialize in 5. I specialize in 508s because I'm an apostle. So I specialize in ministry, and ministry goes beyond civil law. This is spiritual law. This is ecclesiastical law. So it's way before civil law. Civil law is predated. That's what the world is under right now. It's civil law. Spiritual law is before that. So we oversee that or supersede that. Now, of course, when in Rome, you have to do what the Romans do. You can't just say forget the law and I'm gonna just do what I want to do. No, I mean that I'm gonna work around the law. I'm gonna work with the law, but I'm not under their jurisdiction. I'm underneath the jurisdiction of this trust, which is spiritual. So I operate in that way. But you got to set your trust up the proper way. Don't just have anybody setting your trust up. My trust started at 60 pages plus. Just letting you know, 60 pages plus. So if you got a 29-page trust, a 20-page trust, a 7-page trust, 9-page, that's not a trust because you got bylaws and guidelines, and each state has its own jurisdiction laws, and you got so many things that go into building a trust that it's almost impossible just to have a little simple page trust. You need a trust that's going to have all these things in it. You don't know. I mean, you just don't know. You got to have it right. Go ahead.
If I join a Patreon, will I get exactly what you're offering?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Looking out for them scammers.
Yeah. You definitely get what we offer, man, and you'll get to talk to me because I'm on Patreon constantly, and it's constantly scamming. That's the beauty I love about Patreon too. I blocked, and I know some of you probably had it. That's why I put my number on the page. No, I do it. I know it's crazy, but I put my number on that because I blocked 196 fake pages on me in the last 3 weeks. There's fake pages out there, but no, there's only one me. I'm on live constantly, doing this live almost every other day. And every got Patreon because in Patreon, you can't have no fake. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, but on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, it's fake pages all day long. But people tend to know it's not me, you know, and especially with live. I don't think you can't copy a live, huh?
No, you can't copy a live. You can't fake it. The people on the Patreon, especially, it's a locked system.
Yeah, it's a locked system, so they can't.
You're safe. You get refunds and all that.
Yeah. So with the post I do, they can copy that, but they can't copy the lives and stuff I do. So thank God for that. But what else we got?
Mr. Mac.
Mr. Mac. I'm working on Mr. Mac's trust too. So I'll be done with your trust this week. I would have been done, but you know, as I told everybody, man, I was down for 3 days, man, running a fever of 103, man. So my wife shook me back with God's help, man, and all the people, man, that was on my page, man. I got so many, man. I feel love, man. I want to cry. I got so much text messages and inboxes and personal messages. This man, people that was praying for me, man. Hey, man, I thank all of y'all, man. I feel loved at this point because there was so many people. I didn't know what to say, but go ahead.
All right, Terry, we got some rapid fire questions. Okay.
Rapid fire. Oh,
rapid
Lord.
Fire. Do I need a business before I start a trust?
No.
Okay. I don't own anything to put in the trust, but can I still get one and
Yes.
add the stuff in later?
Yes, it wouldn't. You don't need to own anything to put in the trust. Sometimes that's the best way to start off is by starting off, and as you begin to own things, and you go one by one because you can take it. The problem is when you got a trust, you got a bunch of stuff in it. you got to do a lot of stuff at one time, but if you got one, say for instance, I own a trust, but I have nothing, but I finally bought me a house. Okay. Now I put that trust into that house. I put that house into the trust. Now that's all I got is a house. Okay. Now I call the mortgage company. I let the mortgage company know that the house is owned by a trust, and I got to get that transferred over. The mortgage company give you the paperwork. It's all notarized. It's all stamped. It's going to get transferred over to the trust, which is going to make it a parsonage. Okay. Now you got to take that down to the tax assessor's office, and the tax assessor is going to let them know that it's under a nonprofit or a church, better yet, spiritual trust. And then they're going to do what they do with their deeds to get the taxes written up off of you, because churches don't pay taxes. So the less you got, the easier it is, because now you can just go step by step versus I'm trying to take care of the house. I'm trying to take care of the car. I'm trying to transfer my accounts over into the trust. So yeah, it can be mind boggling. So yeah, you good. You don't have to own anything to be in a trust. Go ahead.
Okay. Question that everybody's been asking.
Okay.
I trade in the stock market.
Okay.
How
I get
do
it a
I
lot.
trade in the stock market in the trust? And I'm gonna specify that question. How do you manage your profits from trading in the stock market in the trust?
You don't. That have nothing to do with the trust.
Okay.
You're not gonna put. You can put your Bitcoin and whatever you want into a trust, just like you do a bank account. Okay. But you're not going to operate in the trust. The trust is not a gambling casino. So you're not going to be, no, it's just basically saying, I have Bitcoin. This is my wallet. Yada, yada. This is my beneficiaries. If I die, this is all it is. Okay. But as far as you operating a business and managing through the trust, ain't going to happen, because they have nothing to do with the trust. The trust is for tax purposes and this and that. And they haven't built laws around Bitcoin and stuff yet. The government is still fighting to see if it's legal. Okay. So that's one step. I mean, that's a whole nother fight in itself, where the government is fighting because Bitcoin is not established where they can, quote unquote, govern your money. They don't know who transferred what, where it's located. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that go with Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, but it's stuff they still don't understand, because I don't even think they know the owner of Bitcoin. That's how hidden away it is.
Name, but he's anonymous.
Exactly, it's anonymous. So you can't do nothing with Bitcoin when it comes to the government. You just can say that you own Bitcoin. If you die, they'll know where to get it through your wallet, and they'll know who to give it to. But as far as anything else, no, you won't be able to do that like that. What other questions?
That was it on the YouTube.
Okay, so we got, and I'm still waiting on. We got a bunch of more questions. Some people coming in, asking questions. So, but there's so many different things. Like I said, we're not gonna stay long. How long we been on here so far?
41.
Okay, good. I'll probably be on here 10 more minutes, so y'all better ask y'all questions, because I've been down. You can hear my voice. I'm not gonna be on here that long because I want my voice to go out, but I'm feeling a lot better, man.
Somebody asks, how can truck drivers benefit tax-wise with trust?
How can the same way everybody else? You can build your trust and put your trucking company into your trust. The only thing you can't do with a 508, nothing dealing with gambling, casinos, lottery tickets, anything like that. Nothing dealing with liquor. So if you own a restaurant, you sell liquor, you exempt. You're out of there. Nothing dealing with liquor, alcohol of any type, anything. Nothing dealing with CBD. You got a marijuana grow plant, whatever. You're not doing none of that. So all these type of deals, strip clubs, bars, gambling, none of that. Okay. But if you got anything outside of that, okay, we can work. You gotta remember, this is the church. So you're not going to make a mockery of the church. I'm not even going to build it for you. Maybe somebody else would, but I'm not even going to build it for you, because I don't play when it comes to God. I'm not going to make a mockery of the church. But if you got a successful, legitimate business that don't deal with none of these things, yeah, you can definitely benefit from it. You can put your trucking company in the church, man, and the church owns that trucking company. Yeah, because we're doing things. Now, let me say what I'm going to say, what I got to say with that. You're making money for the trust. Okay, the money from the trucking company goes to the trust. But on the flip side of it, you have a trust now. So you need to do what your trust is governed for. When I set you up, I'm setting you up saying that this is what you plan on doing. So if you say I'm gonna feed the orphanage, or I'm gonna go out and feed the homeless once a month, you need to be doing that. Okay, you need to be feeding them once a month. It ain't so you got to go out there every week or every day or whatever, but at least once a month, you need to be feeding the homeless, because that's what your trust was set up and designed for. What else you got?
with the full membership, do we get access to you?
Yes, with the $3.99 a month, yes.
Unlimited consultation.
Yeah, you get unlimited consultations, man. I basically am. I got a lot of people right now that's $3.99 a month, and they call me too. They take advantage of it. They call me all day and all night. They call me, man. They because it's not just dealing with trust. It's dealing with everything. It's dealing with life. One guy called me yesterday. I was sick, but I still answered the phone because he had some property and he's trying to figure out the best way to build a house. And so I had to walk him through using the property as collateral and what banks to go to and this and that. You know, you got several banks that'll give you money. Banks y'all probably never heard about, but you got Kivi, Kiavi is a bank that'll give you money real quick. Okay.
This ain't Patreon. I had to slow
this
down.
Okay. Yeah, they say this is the type of stuff I give away on Patreon. So this is for paid members, but my paid members get the sauce. They get the sauce. They get the sauce. That's all I can say. They get all the sauce. I walk them through stuff where they just walk through. So now he's getting he's going to get his house built through these banks because he owned the land and he's going to use the land as collateral. So yeah, what else you got?
So somebody's asking, what's the exact price for renter's eviction removal assistance or credit repair?
Yeah, well, credit repair is $8.95 right now. We're running a special. For the rental eviction, I think it's like $1,200 because that's going through the courts. So yeah, it's a little different. Credit repairs, repos, all that other kind of stuff. You know, you have inquiries, misspelled names and too many names, old jobs taken. That's credit repair. But when you start talking about foreclosures and all that, anything that goes through a court system is a little more expensive. So about $1,200, but that's still cheap because we normally charge $2,500 because the courts is a headache going through the courts. Go ahead.
How long would it take to get my trust and business set up?
When you say trust and business, I don't understand the trust and business, but the trust, it would take us about, just say no more than about a week on a normal. I was sick, so I was down, but no, about a week with the team. And then the business, if we're going to set up your business, I can have your business set up in about 48 hours. Now, you won't get your LLC or your INC. I recommend INC. You won't get that documentation till about 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks, because they're going to send it. You know, they're going to send it in. But I can have it set up in no time where you can't open a bank account.
All right. Last question on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
After the tracker is removed, where can I get a dealer tag? That's a Patreon question.
Well, you can't get a dealer tag. You can get a dealer tag from your homeboy. Or if you know somebody that own a place or you know, got a car lot or somebody that's willing to give you a dealer tag, you can get it to your homeboy. I don't sell dealer tag because it's illegal. You know, if I get a dealer tag, I can get it from my homeboy and put it on my own vehicles. But as far as selling a dealer tag is illegal. So you just have to have a homeboy, a friend, or family member you know, and then you get a dealer tag and you put it on your car.
Where are you located? Just wanted to know if you're in my state, and this will be the last question on Instagram. After that, they got to come to the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm located in Houston, man. So Houston, Texas, baby, H-Town. But I travel all over. Matter of fact, before I hang up on Instagram, I'm gonna be in Raleigh. Raleigh, South Carolina. Is that South Carolina?
Is it Raleigh you talking about?
Oh no, I'm being South Carolina in the month of December, man, from the 24th all the way to the 31st. So I'm gonna update y'all where I be. So if anyone y'all in South Carolina, man, hey, I definitely looking to link up with y'all, man. But we're gonna be out there at the end of the year, so doing some podcasts and some vacationing up that way. So we definitely be looking to get with y'all. But I'm gonna probably be on YouTube another 15 minutes. Y'all come over to my YouTube. It's the Godcast channel, man. Click subscribe to the page, hit the bell notification, all the above, because I'm on all these platforms. So I'm finna hang up on Instagram, but I will be on YouTube. So if y'all want to finish coming over, come to the YouTube. Otherwise, you can catch the real deal on my Patreon, man. The Patreon is the Godcast channel also. And man, I love to talk with y'all, man. I enjoyed y'all, loved y'all. Those who sent gifts, man, we love you even more. And I look forward to seeing you on my YouTube soon.
All right, YouTube, we go send y'all to a quick commercial. Then it's all about y'all. We'll be right back.
Welcome to 300 Plates in Katy, Texas, the ultimate destination for burger aficionados. We're not just about burgers, we're about crafting experiences. Our burgers, masterpieces. Each bite's a symphony of taste, crafted by culinary wizards using top-tier ingredients, Angus beef, buttered and toasted buns. Traditional or daring, our menu's your adventure. Sink your teeth into the nostalgia of our sexy burgers. Join us, where passion meets flavor, and every bite tells a story. Welcome to Alterri Henri Construction and Investments, your hub for preserving history and shaping the future. Based in Lake Charles, we specialize in masonry, historic mural revitalization, and architectural painting, turning every space into a masterpiece. For commercial and industrial needs, trust us for durable roofing, insulation projects, and secure scaffolding. Our detailed specifications ensure seamless project execution. From water system care to legal support and project management, we've got you covered. From conception to completion, our project management ensures success. Why move when we can transform? Our custom remodels redefine spaces, blending craftsmanship with innovation. Alterri Henri Construction and Investments is where your vision meets our expertise, shaping history and building the future in Lake Charles and beyond. Transform spaces with our custom remodels that blend craftsmanship with innovation. Contact us today to bring your vision to life.
Welcome, baby. I'm back again, man. Thank you. What's that, Marquita?
Yeah, Marquita.
Marquita, man. Thank you for that. I'm gonna go do that today because, as you can tell, it's straining me to talk. But that's okay, man. I feel great. You gotta understand. The last few days, man, I was dizzy. I run a fever. So just to not have a fever and not be dizzy, I feel great. I could deal with the little voice thing. So I'm good on that. So what we got? What we got? Any more questions before we go?
Man, let's do a quick overview.
Yeah,
The generalization of revocable versus irrevocable, how you can utilize your assets in an irrevocable trust, and why it's better overall.
Yeah, man, because a revocable trust, like I told y'all, you basically all it is, you basically able to change stuff in it and move stuff around. I don't like a revocable trust, me personally, because most time revocable trusts are handled by attorneys. They are the most crookedest people on the planet Earth, man. I know I deal with attorneys, so I know I see them every day. They do some crooked stuff, man. And that's a whole nother conversation we can go into. But they normally handle your revocable trust, which means that they are changing things that you may not even know they're changing, and it's stuff being changed up in your revocable trust. But an irrevocable trust, on the other hand, is you didn't set it in stone. Like I done built it for you the way you wanted me to build it. Okay, everything that you wanted, not everything the attorney wanted, not everything that they advise you, everything that you want. You say, you know what? When I die, I have $500,000 worth of money, insurance, 401k, whatever. I have $500,000. The last thing I want is for all this money to go to my kids and they squander it away and they be stuck not knowing what to do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that $500,000 and I'm going to either put it into an insurance bond to where it grows or IUL, and I'm gonna let that money pay my 3 kids $3,000 a month a piece. So that's $9,000 a month a piece for the next 15 years. That's go ahead.
Going to piggyback off it, what's the best way for people who have children and they have people that are going to benefit off their assets after they pass? What's the best way to set it up if they want to just do an equal split with everybody?
Let me set it up and give me the percentages,
Okay.
because I'm gonna put it in the trust.
Like with IUL paying them, like how would you do it?
Well, the way I did mine is, man, my bank, my IUL, my insurance bonds, the money I got, everything is ran into my trust right now, into my trust account. And if I die today or tomorrow, my wife and my 5 kids is going to get $10,000 each a piece as of right now for the next 17 and a half years.
That's $10,000 a year?
No, it's $10,000 a month a piece. So 5 kids and her is $60,000 a month. And they'll get that for the next 17 and a half years until the money run out.
So even if, say, for somebody, they die and they got $100,000 in the bank and they got 2 kids,
then they need to set it up to where, but first of all, having $100,000 in the bank is no money. That's the first thing. If it's not placed into an IUL where it's going to grow, because you got to remember, this money is paying them out, but every 3 years it's still growing. So if the money is not growing, then it's flowing. I hate to, I'm a rapper now. If it's not growing, then it's flowing. Meaning if it's not growing, then it's flowing out your pocket, bottom line. So $100,000 sitting in the bank is not going to give them nothing. They can set it up in a trust, have that trust, it distribute maybe $2,500 or $3,000 a month to those children. Because let's look at this way. And this is not being bad. I'm just telling you the truth. $100,000 a month, they're not going to live forever on that, okay? So if they have a job, a good job, then that extra $3,000 a month per child is going to help them live a decent life until that money run out. How long are they going to be able to manage on that? $3,000 a month a piece.
2 years max.
No. 3,000. Let me see. $3,000 a month. That's $6,000 per. For 2 kids. That's $60,000. Yeah, 2 years max. See, so basically they got 2 years to live with $100,000. So, yeah. So you got to put it in the IUL, and obviously now let it grow every 3 years. Hopefully you live long enough, and then you borrow again. Hopefully you do something that you can flip that money. You put it in IUL, you let it grow. You turn around, you flip it, you put it back in there, you let it grow. It's all about setting up a stage. $100,000 IUL, let it grow for 3 years. You got $200,000. Okay, take that money, borrow against it, pull about $100 out, buy your house, flip that house, make about $300,000. Put it back in your IUL so you can become another bank later on. So now you got $500,000. Okay, do the same thing. Hopefully you live another 10 years. You're sitting on about $1 million. Now you can play with something. Okay, so let's just hope that you don't die with just $100,000 sitting in a bank somewhere. So because you got to make that money make money. Money got to make sense. Money got to make money. What else you got?
Elaborate on the. If you borrow against your IUL and you use it to buy a house, you're flipping that money to pay off what you just took out.
Yes, plus some. Okay. If I'm borrowing, just say I borrow in my insurance. You can borrow with whole life too, just so you know that. If you got whole life insurance, that's why it's called your whole life, because it's this, you can use it while you're living. So if I borrow against my whole life policy, and say I got a $500,000 policy, I want to borrow $100,000. The house I'm fixing to flip costs $45,000. It's a repo, a foreclosure. Okay, so I bought the house. I'm gonna dump about $60,000 into that house to remodel. That's that $100,000 I just borrowed. Okay, now you borrow that money. You take that money. You fix that house. You get it ready. You put it with a realtor if you don't sell it yourself, and you flip that house. Say you put $100,000 to that house. Now you done sold that house for $180,000. Okay. And you got the 180. So you didn't basically made your money back. I took the $100,000. I put it back in my IUL. Okay, I made an extra 80. I'm gonna take 20 more thousand out of 80. I'm gonna dump it in my IUL too. I don't need it. Boom. So now I'm adding to my IUL. Not only have I became my own bank, but I'm also adding to it. So the more I add to it, next time I can borrow more. I wanted 100,000 this time. They see that I'm good for paying back because the insurance company is like a bank. It's just your own bank. They see that I'm good for paying back. Good. So I added another 20. I kept 60 to play with. Okay, next time I need 250. They're gonna give it to you. Boom. Get that. So you're becoming your own bank. But the key is not just to borrow money. The key is to borrow money and pay back. Now, if you don't pay back, you don't have to. Let's get that understood. The problem is it's going to come from your debt burial. It's going to come from that portion of the policy. So you may have $500,000 IUL, and 50,000 of it may be from your debt burial, or $500,000. You know what I'm saying? However they distribute it, you'll know when you go. You got like the debt burial policy. You got an amount you can borrow against. You got all that. So, you know, you may get screwed in the long run. So you just make sure you pay it back, double your money, flip your money, the whole 9 yards. What you got?
Well, talking on that, to borrowing money and everything like that, everybody's talking about how to use the trust to protect the assets and get more money. We talked about you got the unique gift that most people don't have of saving.
Yes.
When you're borrowing money and getting funding, talk about some of these ways that people can flip this money. They got $100,000. They get $200,000. They got some great funding. They fixed their credit. They did all the things. They got this money. It's in the trust. They can buy some stuff, get the assets in the trust. How do they flip that money to pay that money back and start building generational wealth?
Well, I'm going to give you one company because this is stuff that go on my Patreon that the paid members get, okay? But I'm going to give this to you. So hopefully y'all go over to my Patreon if y'all not on my Patreon, and y'all can subscribe to become a mentor.
Now, before you give it to them,
Hurt your feelings to help your life. Hurt your feelings to help your life. Hurt your feelings to help your life.
Now, so now we're gonna give you the sauce. Now we're gonna give you the sauce. Now, the company or one of the companies you want to use to flip your money. If you got some money, and just say you don't want to borrow against it, or you don't have an IUL yet, okay, and you want to buy and flip houses. You want to buy and flip houses, okay. You want to go to a company. I've used this company several times. You want to go to a company called Jet Lending, okay. Jet, Jet Lending. Okay, they work with just about anybody. They don't require a lot of stuff. They're gonna charge you a high interest rate now. Don't get it twisted. They are a hard money lender for rebuilding and flipping properties. They're a hard money lender, but Jet Lending, okay. I remember we had a house up in Sealy, Texas. The house was like $80,000, and they probably cost about $80 to fix it. They'll give you up to 80%. So if you need $100,000, they're going to give you $80,000. Okay, they're not just going to give you the whole 100. They're going to give you $80,000, and you know you got to make it work. You better twerk it from now and do what you got to do. But Jet Lending is going to be one of the main companies that's going to help you out. So yeah. So you know, we definitely dealing with a lot of this. You know, when you I want y'all to go to my Patreon. Like I said, we on Patreon every day. We give a lot more. Like I told you about the 5 banks that will lend you money. Go to my Patreon, be a subscribed member, because we're going to be doing a live with only the subscribed members, man. And you know, so definitely it's going to be a lot on there. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice more, but man, I thank y'all. I thank y'all a lot for being here. I thank God for being back. Like I say, tomorrow we'll be back on live again. So y'all definitely come into our live, but try to get on my Patreon the faster you can and get one of the memberships, because trust me, it'll be well worth your while. Y'all be blessed, man. Love you.
Hurt your feelings to help your life.